This is the dashboard for CEOs. Currently this is just for now, as we are making a whole new dashboard for CEOs, and you'll be able to view a lot more detail than it is here right now. I'll talk you through it anyway. Along the top you've got your menu bar. That's your airline's name, airline's logo, and current profit. That's your username, who you are, and how many days you've got left on your subscription. During beta testing, closed and open, subscription is not required. On the left you've got your notification panel. This just basically will show you all your employees, about all the flights and so on. Newsboard, this is directly from us, from the creators. As you can see, what's coming in the next update, if I've got any events coming up. This is a basic overview of the company stats. How many aircraft you own, how many routes, hubs you have, the amount of employees, and total flights. Weekly stats. Currently we've got income of 189,000. Outgoing currently is not calculated correctly, as we're adding a new tax feature. And profit, that's how much profit you've made. Let's look at the company overview. This is your company name. In the future, you will be able to actually change your company or re-register. This is your call sign, and this is your company HQ location. You'll be able to relocate your company in the future. This is the overview of the economy tab. State of fees. So this is the central bank. This is where loans are being taken from. This is where taxes are being paid to, parking, fines, and so on. Interest rate. This is the interest rate of today's loans. This will adjust as well according to your company's reputation, once reputation gets included. Daily fuel cost. Once we implement fuel, that's the cost per litre. Parking fees. At small airports, you'll pay 300 credits per aircraft per day. Medium airport, 400 credits. And large aircraft, 500. To avoid paying these taxes, you have to have a hub at that specific airport. Hub construction fees. Small airports, it costs you 2 million credits to build one. Medium, 2.8 million. Large, 3.6 million. These vary on airport sizes, which can be viewed when creating a hub. Hub workshop fees. Once you've got a constructed hub and it's ready to use, it will cost you, for a small airport, 750,000 credits to build an airport. Medium airport, it costs you just a shy of $1 million. Large, it will cost you 1,350,000. Hubs workshops are designed for you to fix and upgrade your aircraft. This is a vital point when starting an airline. Workshops are not built by default when you receive your first hub. I'll go into more detail shortly. This screen here allows you to upload a logo over your airline. Right now we're only allowing 32 by 32 logos, which in the future we expand to banners, large images and small icons. This is where you'll be adjusting your company IATA code, company ICAO. You can adjust your company call sign and the location of your headquarters. Brief information's down here. Directory. This will vary really quickly, very soon, but this allows you to view things like departure board, airport directory, so you'll be able to actually search every single airport we've got in a database, search for pilots, cargo, company directory, you will need to know the call sign, and view all companies. Finances. This screen hasn't been done yet, but in the future you'll be able to see all your transaction, loans and so on. Let's look at hubs. This screen is going to adjust to a very similar screen layout like routes or fleet. For now, we're viewing it in the old style. So let's have a look at my main hub, which is this one here. Location, the current status of it, which you have constructing, upgrading, or active. The level. Level determines what you can build on it. By default, you start with 1, and soon you'll be able to upgrade them to store more aircraft, to fix more aircraft, and be able to actually allow other airlines to fix at your base. This will generate more income for your airline. This little icon will allow you to view your hub. On the left, you've got information about it, exactly what you just saw on the list. Fuel and cargo information will display here. Let's talk at facilities. Right now, you don't need to build recruitment, dispatch, or administration. The important one here is workshop. Let me see if I've got a hub with no workshop. Perfect. My hub at Osaka, you can kind of see that I don't have anything. It's just a basic hub where I can park my aircrafts. To build a workshop, simply click on purchase. Now you can see the construction will take 1 day. As you can see, the status of that has changed now. You can purchase a new hub by clicking purchase. Type in ICAO at Krakow. It will cost me just over 7 million. This depends on the size of the airport as well as the popularity of the airport. When you're ready to purchase, click purchase. For now, I'm just going to close this screen. Now let's look at route management. At the top here, you got the refresh, so that will just simply refresh and pull new data from the server, just in case it doesn't update when you create a new route. And here's the create option. Let's click on create. So you type in the ICAO of the airport where you want to fly from. So for example, Stansted, EGSS, and my destination, let's do Alicante, LEAL. Then we need the flight number. For now, let's enter 1234. So in the screen here now, you can kind of see from, so you got the correct information, and to. Via, just ignore that for now. In the future, you'll be able to string more routes, basically like a layover. Different legs. So you can see leg 1, departure is EGSS and LEAL. You do not need to create a return route as it automatically gets created. You can see the flight number as I entered 1234 actually increases to 1235. It gets increased by 1. The distance. Once you're satisfied, click on create route. Now let's have a look at one of my routes. For example, this one, Cebu to Tacloban. As you can see, you got the ICAO from here to here. Obviously, this also means you'll be able to do return flight. This is the IATA code, and this is your flight number. Distance between the two airports, total flights that have been done here, and approximately how long it will take you to do that flight. This can vary on aircrafts, but this is just done by average. So here it says 41 minutes. How much you've made for this route, or each route, so you can see the one next to it. I've made 7 million here, I made 8 million here. It changes according to different routes. You can also view in-depth details about the routes. You can see the screen here. And here you'll be able to see all AI active crews. I'll go into detail about AI crews in the next update. Here, where it says feature coming soon, you'll be able to actually set your route to be in public or private. Private allows anyone in your company to fly it. You'll be able to adjust what rank can fly that route. If it's public, this route will appear on Airtel Free, allowing users of Airtel to actually make you money. You can also close this route. But for now, let's return. You can also filter your routes by location, by departure, destination, how long it would take, and the distance. You can also filter by verified. Unverified routes, you will not be able to actually have AI routes flying. So you, as a CEO, when you create a route, you have to do one full flight on that route. Without this, you simply won't be able to allow AI fly. This is to prevent people from creating routes that will take you across the globe and earning them billions overnight. So let's just close the route just so you can see what it looks like. Let's close this one. View route. Discontinue. That route has now been closed. On the right side, you can see the route stats. Verified routes, how many verified routes I've got, and how many unverified. It even shows you the flying from, so how many departures I've got, and how many destinations. And total 30 routes. You can change the layout from list to grid. That completes the routes tutorial. Now let's look at fleet. This UI is also going to change, and it will look very similar to the way the route AI does. All functions will remain the same. So let me explain what we see in here. Default image of the aircraft, the manufacturer, the model, the registration, the status. Status can be, there's about 4 different statuses, maybe 5. I'll show you what each status does. The location where it's parked, and the current aircraft condition. So let's look for a really poor aircraft. I think the 20, that's, where is it, 20 something, there you go, 25. This one is quite damaged, as you can see. It is, if I'm not mistaken, in Philippines. Let's click on the eye icon, and it's done over 13 flights. Now I'm not sure if I've got a hub there, but let's have a look. Let's service the aircraft. If I don't have a workshop there, I would need to transfer the aircraft to where the workshop is. Perfect opportunity to show you how to transfer an aircraft. Simply click on transfer, choose your destination. So I know I've got a EBBR, I know I've got one in Brussels. So cost per mile, distance, and how much it will cost to transfer it. flyLAT Limited is now moving your aircraft to Brussels. Aircraft will be ready in 788 minutes. Now let's have a look. There you go. Aircraft status is in transit. Now let's look at buying an aircraft. Let's look at manufacturer. This will be adjusted, as this is a very old screen. It's one of the first ever screens, and I cannot wait to show you what's coming. For now, let's have a look at one of the aircrafts. Let's have a look at 737-800. You've got the default image here, and you've got the aircraft information here. Let's buy this aircraft. You're now welcomed with registration. So for now, I'm going to name it GB0028. Where do I want to send it? So I want to send it to Stansted, which is where my hub is. Remember, you can send it to any airport. Just make sure you've got a hub, as you will be paying parking fees. Delivery type. So during open and close beta, just choose next day, as that will get that aircraft to you within the next 12 minutes. Add in Wi-Fi, USB, screens, and advanced galleys. Each one will increase how much profit you make per flight. Pilot level required. This isn't coded in yet, but this will limit to your employees. I'll talk about rating after this. So let's say I want to buy this aircraft. I am. Here you go. The aircraft will be delivered in the next 10 minutes. So let's find this aircraft. Here you go. This is the aircraft that's going to be delivered and is currently pending. Let's view some information. You can see where it's going to be, last updated, ETA. So you can see when it will arrive, which now is 10:18 local time for me, and in 10 minutes, 10:28, it will be delivered. Now let's look at open market. What's the difference between manufacturer and open market? Well, the difference is you'll be able to sell an aircraft to the market. Now, I can already see someone's actually sold an aircraft for nothing. Now that is a massive bargain. I'm definitely grabbing that. Buy. Let's do GB0029. Now you can see there's less stuff to manufacture. It all depends what the company has added previously. So you can see there's no Wi-Fi, there's no screens, and I presume there's a yes there. So that's yes to USBs. It's currently located at Warsaw Airport. Like I said, this UI is old, so ignore the labels being wrong. You cannot deliver this aircraft, so this aircraft has to be picked up. Luckily I've got a hub there, so I won't pay parking. So let's buy this aircraft. Now this aircraft has been added to my fleet. And let's have a look. It should be somewhere here. Hence why the new UI will be a lot better to find your aircraft. There you go, GB009, parked. Thank you. Right, when you sell an aircraft, it actually appears here. You can see who sold it, how much it's worth. You definitely can pick up some bargains, like you just saw. I just bought an A320 for nothing. So, for example, Air Serbia has sold this, and it's for sale at 2.6 million. In a new UI, you'll be able to see the price of a brand new one. Right, that concludes aircraft information. So let's now look at employees. So let's have a look at your employees. Again, this UI will be upgraded, but you'll be able to see the same information that you see here. So, on the left, you got your employee list, AI crew, and applications. You'll be able to see all your people that have applied, all your employees, and AI crews. AI crew is basically like it is in real life. You just have a crew, you choose the route they are flying, and they'll just keep flying. They will need brakes, and aircraft will need maintenance as well. So let's have a look at some of my pilots. For example, this person is rated second officer, which means every time he flies for me, he'll be able to earn reputational rep points. Click on the user. You can click on the eye. You can promote or demote. So let's promote someone for now. Let's promote this user. There you go. He's now been promoted. Now, when they are trainees, your rep is not affected by landing rate. From today, which is Saturday the 18th of November 2023, anyone that is a trainee officer or higher, their landing rate will also be counted into your company's safety record. If they are trainees, it won't. They'll only make you money. Let's demote this user. Done. As you can see as well, you got their status. So if they are in flight, you'll be able to actually see their own flight and the total airtime. This isn't correctly counted yet, as the variable on the server side has actually been adjusted. I know because this specific user has done over 20 hours of flying, maybe even more. That concludes it. Promotion, viewing your employees, and firing them. In fact, I haven't showed firing. You can fire them by pressing the fire button. That's it. Now, I'm going to show you how to start a flight. let's go back to home page. To start a flight, simply click on Flight. This will show you active flights right now. And I'll tell you what this bar is. So, flight board obviously displays you this page. Tracker is currently disabled but can be viewed on a website. Scheduled, this is for when you actually be doing rosters, scheduling flights and earning more money and reputational points for flying that aircraft, that route, sorry. Non-scheduled, this will allow you to actually create a non-scheduled flight from your routes that we've discussed earlier. And free flight. For now, let's have a quick look at free flight. Very simple. Choose where you're flying from. Choose your destination. Select flight type, which is a passenger. And choose your aircraft. Here, you'll be able to select your rank. As a company owner, you can actually select every single rank. Remember, for now, only trainee and second officer works. The other ones will still work, but you won't get the bonuses for them. In the future, I'll make a table of what each one of these ranks gets you with increased rep. However, you will need to do more tasks like making sure that the lights are on at correct times and your landing rates below a certain amount. Once you're done, you click on Fly Now and you'll be able to start your flight. Let's look at non-scheduled. Here's a list of all your routes. You can see that not every single route is available here. The reason is because the aircrafts are not available at that location. Where free flight, you can fly wherever you want to wherever you want without the need of an aircraft, as you are in theory renting an aircraft from that specific location. Here you can kind of see one of the routes, so let's have a look. I know that at Stansted I've got loads of aircraft, so let's have a look at that. I filtered that out because if you've got more than one route, it takes forever to look for. So you can see information, so where we're flying from, and 2, the distance. So let's have a look at, let's just do Stansted to Manchester. Click on view flight, double check if this is correct, select your rank. If you want to mess about without the need to worry about your landing rate, choose trainee. Other than that, choose anything else. For me, I'm going to choose second officer. Here's a list of available aircrafts. So as you can see, let's just say 788 is ready. So let's do that. Just double check if your aircraft is capable of doing this flight. Make sure you double check the wear and tear. You don't want to fly an aircraft somewhere where you know you won't be able to come back because it needs to be fixed. This feature in the future will allow you to fix your aircraft at every airport as long as there is a hub from another company. We won't set the prices, the company owner will. So for now, let's just choose the A320. Select flight. Double check if this is correct. Here, seating will show you like a little map in the future of what the seating layout is for that specific aircraft. And the audio. When we'll go public beta, airlines will have their own audios. And once subscription turns up, you'll be able to have fully customizable audio with destination readouts as well as your airline readout. For now, let's click Fly Now. As I'm not in a sim, you can see that it kind of thinks I'm already at the location. However, the minute I connect to the sim, it will bounce me back here. We've added a button to connect and disconnect. This allows you to reconnect if there's an issue. Prior to this, even in AirTool, once the sim dies, the app dies with it. We just disconnect so you can restore your flight. Here is the aircraft that you're flying, the amount of passengers that are on board. Block fuel, don't worry too much about block fuel, as something like this will be added in a later date. Here you've got the log of the entire flight. You know, when the status changes, it gets added to the event. Landing. This is where your landing rate will appear, including your landing angle and the G-force. On the left, you've got the cargo option. you've got the audio, which these two are not functioning right now. You can look at weather. So it's live data being pulled from the internet. And you've got the data here. This is what we actually grab in from the sim. Just in case there is an issue, this allows you to screenshot and send it to us just to see what the comparison is to the actual sim. Settings, currently we don't have settings in there, which that will be added at a later date. This concludes starting the flight with flyLAT. Now, you can actually add a Discord webhook to flyLAT. This allows you to actually view when someone takes off and lands. Here's an example what it looks like. Now to set up your webhook, click on flyLAT portal, manage account, and log in. From this screen you can see a few things about your profile. Again, this is just for now, and here you'll be able to adjust stuff like your email, your company, Airtel score. Obviously you won't be able to adjust that, but it allows you to view it, and the air miles. Add your SimBrief username, so you'll be able to view your entire route on the map. Discord webhook. You need to obtain the link to your webhook and simply paste it in here. Once you've added the data you want, click on update. Now next time one of your employees or yourself does take off, a notification will appear in a channel you've selected in the webhook. In this screen you can also look at your flight logs. Simply click on my flight logs. This is now downloading the data that you need, and you can see this is your entire profile. Here you'll be able to see the flight that you've started. So you know earlier how we started from departure and destination. You can see it here live. You can see my flights. Just ignore my landing rate. But apart from that, you can view your flight as well. So earlier on I've done a test flight. Click on view. You can see the username, departure, destination, the aircraft that I used, flight number, type doesn't really matter at the moment as we only have passenger flights. Your rank, your reputational points, which is underscore for now. Flight time, how long it took, how many passengers, the profit I made, landing rate, and G-force. You can also see it here. In future, you'll be able to play back your flights. More information will be generated here as well. Let's go back to my profile. You can see your basic profiles here. This will vary in the future as I'm adjusting the website now. And you can see the airports, the countries you visited. Nice little feature if you like collecting your achievements here. Now talking about achievements, we do have unique events. For example, for Polish Independence Day, there was an event. These events are unique, and you can only do them once within a certain amount of time. We've got some events coming up very soon. Now let's go back to my account. Now as a CEO, you'll be able to look at your liveries. You can actually upload your liveries here. Simply choose upload livery, choose the aircraft. This will give you a list of aircrafts that you own. Now remember, if I'm uploading to 737-800 and I already got it, it will replace the current file. Add on, so basically specify. I know that for some reason there's a lot of A320s in the sim. Simply write what it's for, what one. Livery file, and this is where you actually look for the livery file. It has to be a zip. Now once you're done, click on click on upload. When clicking on the upload button, you are agreeing to the terms, which means that you are responsible for the file you are uploading. If your upload file has been created by someone else, please seek permission from the creator. By uploading this file, you are holding all responsibilities for this file, as well as you have permission to share it on our platform. flyLAT team does not hold any responsibilities for the file. Next feature is mail, which is internal email system between users and company owners, and then things like settings. To log out, simply click on the log out button. Let's have a look at current airport database. So for now, I'm going to show you the new UI, as the new UI is going to be implemented in a few days. So when you go into the airport directory, it's very straightforward. Type in the airport's ICAO and simply click search. From here you can see all the information about the airport, the UTC and the local time, the amount of routes that are in and out of this airport, average landing rate, how many hubs and workshops. Passenger economy demand. So you can see it is now at 10:36 local time for me, and this is captured from the local time of the airport. There's not many passengers waiting. Now if you had an aircraft for example that can hold 500 passengers, you will only grab 241. This changes on an hourly base. When someone lands here, it also stores a certain amount of passengers. Now let's look at here. So at the moment you can see this is the live weather. Let's click on this. It gives you in-depth information about the airport. It gives you the current temperature, current forecast, and it gives you a little icon. Then you've got the raw meter details, followed by wind speed, wind gusts, wind direction and the pressure. Now let's have a look at connections. Connections allow you to view the airlines that fly here. As you can see, my airline has got 17 flights here, and followed by Air Serbia, Ryanair, Team Ceph and Ryanair Poland. They all got one route. In departures and arrivals, you'll be able to see the arrivals and departures. So clearly the flight that I was doing earlier, you can see it's stored here. If the flight is incompleted, or if there's an issue with the flight and you're still stuck here, there's two ways of sorting this out. This will automatically delete within 30 minutes, or you simply load up flyLAT and then it will delete this from the departure screen. Now let's have a look at a demo of the company screen. I know previously we looked at information about the current company, but this is the new UI. You can see the current home screen, the flight logs, live map, route map, routes, fleet and hubs. None of these functions work because these are will be added in the future. How to view active flights in flyLAT. On the browser you'll be able to view ATC style map. Simply click on flyLAT portal, departure board, view live flights. While we're here, we can just have a quick look at this. This is the live departure board. The pilot that's flying here, the airport, so you can actually click on each individual airport, the type of flight, flight number, departure, time, estimated arrival, status and airline. This updates according to the speed of the aircraft and the status. Let's have a look at the map. So as you can see, let's have a look. This is the flight I've done earlier. When you zoom out, you only see the call signs, but when you zoom in, it gives you the information. Clicking on these panels, on these flights, you can actually see the route they're about to take. This is grabbed from SimBrief. You can click on another flight, like this one here. So he's landing at this airport. You can see the route that he's taken. Click on this user. Did not update his SimBrief. So a user like this has not updated their flight on the SimBrief, so basically it will load up the last available flight. That's not an issue because the data will get pulled the minute that user generates that flight. If the user didn't add SimBrief to their account, you'll simply see them like this. That concludes the tutorial in flyLAT. If you've got any questions, do check out support.flylat.net, and on there you'll be able to ask questions or simply join our Discord channel, which is in the description below. Thank you for watching.